You have absolute control over only one thing, your mind. If you master that, no one else can stop you. People will test you, life will push you, the world will laugh at your pain, but you know what separates those who win from those who give up? It's the steadfast silence, it's the mind that, even when bleeding inside, does not surrender power to chaos. So now pay close attention if you want to build an unshakable mind, face challenges with courage, and achieve success. This video is for you because here you will learn what no one has told you. The world does not change, people do not change. What changes is the strength of your mind in the face of them, and when that happens, nothing else has power over you. While the world pushes you to react, to explode, to victimize yourself, the great ones know that true power lies in choosing your own thoughts. Napoleon Hill called this mental authority and said that all riches begin with a thought mastered. What does that mean? It means that before you conquer something outside, you need to conquer inside. You can't control the weather, you can't control criticism, but you can choose not to give in, not to bow down, and not to surrender your peace to those who don't deserve it. This silent choice made within the mind is the first step to becoming unshakable. And believe me, those who master this inner space don't need to prove anything to anyone. Do you want to know what makes a man keep going even when he's tired, ignored, discredited? Self-discipline. It is invisible, but it shapes everything. It is what makes you get out of bed when you want to sink back down. It is what prevents you from responding in anger. It is what says no to immediate pleasures because it sees the prize that has not yet arrived. Napoleon Hill was clear, self-discipline is the bridge between thought and achievement. You can have the best plans in the world, you can read all the books, you can watch 1,000 videos like this one, but if you don't have the discipline to apply it, nothing will happen. Act as if nothing affects you, yes, but understand that this is not pretending. It is training. It is a mind that has been conditioned little by little to respond with purpose and not with impulse, and this silent strength is worth more than any passing motivation. We live in a noisy world. Everyone wants to talk, respond, prove something, but if you want to be truly strong, learn to be calm. Napoleon Hill said that the most successful men he knew were those who spoke little and thought a lot because silence is a force field. It protects you, observes you, and gives you time to think before acting. Being calm is not being weak, it is being strategic. While fools react, wise men calculate, and when they act, no one understands where such firmness came from. If you want to be unshakable, remain silent when the world wants to provoke you because true power is knowing that you could explode but choose to win. You think you are strong because you feel less. Strength is not the absence of emotion, it is the ability to choose what to do with it. Napoleon Hill taught that the greatest enemy of success is an undisciplined mind dominated by impulses. Anger makes you act quickly, anxiety makes you give up before it's time. Neediness makes you accept what you don't deserve, but self-control makes you free. When you understand this, you stop justifying your behavior with phrases like, "Ah, that's just how I am, it was stronger than me." Nothing is stronger than a determined mind. Don't react. Don't explode. Observe. Don't let your emotions decide for you, because those who only act when they are in a good mood will never go far. Success requires consistency, and consistency requires conscious emotional control. One of the greatest tests of inner strength is the ability to not explain yourself all the time. You don't need to justify every choice, every step, every silence. Napoleon Hill said that the opinion of others is a luxury that only the insecure take seriously. While you try to please everyone, your energy is drained and your purpose is forgotten. But those who know who they are don't need to prove it. They walk with confidence even when misunderstood. They choose what to keep quiet because they understand that responding to everything is wasting time on nothing. People will judge you anyway. They will question you, criticize you, distort you, but so what? You are not here to be understood. You are here to fulfill what you were born to do, and that cannot be explained. If you live, pay attention, those who shout too much hide too much. The weak cannot stand the brilliance of those who are focused. They don't attack you for your mistakes, they attack you for what you represent. You remind them of what they didn't have the courage to be. Napoleon Hill said that unfair criticism is almost always a disguise for unresolved admiration. So stop trying to defend yourself from wanting to fix every comment, of wanting to please those who will never support you. These people don't want the truth. They want you to lower yourself. They want you to explain yourself. They want you to give up. But you weren't made for that. You were made to disturb, to generate discomfort in those who live on autopilot, and to inspire, even if silently, those who are still waking up. So the next time they attack you, smile inside, because the noise they make only confirms one thing: you are on the right path. Pain does not come to destroy you, it comes to forge you, but only if you have the courage to face it and not run away. Napoleon Hill said. Most give up too soon, at the first obstacle, or the second, or the 10th, but those who win are those who continue even when it no longer seems to make sense, because they understand a silent law of life: miracles do not happen to those who try, they happen to those who don't stop. You may not see results now, it may seem that nothing is changing, but if you keep going, something will open up ahead, not by magic, but because life bows down before those who persevere with faith, discipline, and an inner fire that no one can extinguish. Stop wanting everyone to understand you. You don't need to be understood, you need to be respected, and respect is not born of explanation, it is born of attitude. Napoleon Hill said. The man who really knows what he wants doesn't need to justify himself. He just follows. People only understand what is within their reach, but you are not here to fit into the understanding of others. You are here to build your own path, even if no one applauds at first. You want respect, so stop bowing down. Stop begging for validation. Stop diminishing yourself to fit into small places. Talk less, walk more firmly, and let the results speak for you, because in the end, those who act as if nothing affects them scare, silence, and inspire everything at the same time. They say you're cold, that you've changed, that you're not the same anymore, but what they don't know is that this coldness they criticize so much is the armor you built after being hurt too much. Napoleon Hill taught that great leaders are those who learn to master their own hearts without losing their souls. You didn't become cold, you became more selective. You stopped begging for love, stopped accepting emotional crumbs. You healed yourself, and those who heal learn to keep silent, to walk away without making a scene, to protect their peace as something sacred. The world calls this coldness, but you know it's maturity. It's self-love. It's survival. Because those who have cried alone too much have learned not to be shaken by any storm. Do you really think it will be easy, that all you have to do is want to believe and everything will fall into place? No, life doesn't work that way. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Life tests the determination of all men before entrusting them with great responsibilities. You will be ignored, you will be rejected, you will work in silence while no one believes in you, and you may think about giving up. But listen carefully, this is not the end, it is a test. Life wants to know if you are ready, if your will is true, if you keep going even when everything tells you to turn back, because only after the test comes the reward, and the stronger your resistance, the greater the victory will be. Act as if nothing affects you, because deep down you know that the great ones only receive when they prove they don't give up. You have endured in silence, you have continued when no one supported you or cried alone, and yet you got up. So listen to me now with an open heart. You are closer than you think." Napoleon Hill said, "Many people give up when they are one step away from success. They stop before the finish line, and maybe you are right there, one step away. You don't feel it because you are tired. You don't see it because you are in the dark, but what you have been planting in silence is taking deep root. What seems invisible today will be admired by everyone tomorrow, but only you will know that it all started at that moment when no one believed, and yet you continued. So take a deep breath, and keep going a little longer, because the finish line never warns you that it's close. It only appears to those who don't stop. You don't need to shout, you don't need to show off, you don't need to explain your victories. Just be at peace, just keep going, and that already bothers people." Napoleon Hill said. Quiet persistence breaks down more barriers than any show of strength, and that's what's happening to you now. Your calmness bothers those who live in chaos. Your discipline irritates those who only know how to procrastinate. Your silent evolution screams at those who live in stagnation, and that's why they judge you, criticize you, exclude you, not because you're wrong, but because your presence exposes their weakness. Keep going, steady, focused, quiet, because the loud ones want the spotlight, but the silent ones are building empires. The world belongs to those who do not despair, to those who observe before acting, to those who, even with hot blood, respond with coldness and clarity. Napoleon Hill said, "The man who controls his impulses inevitably controls his surroundings." And that's no exaggeration, because in a world where everyone reacts, those who think before they act stand out. Most people explode, complain, sabotage themselves in a moment of anger or neediness, but you have learned to take a deep breath, to pause before speaking, to act with purpose and not with impulse. That makes you rare, it makes you respected, it makes you feared, because true power is not about making noise, it's about managing to stay centered while the world collapses around you. If you master your inner self, the outer self is already won. Sometimes it seems like you are alone, that only you have chosen the difficult path, the path of discipline, self-control, and silence, but listen carefully, you are not alone. You are part of an invisible minority that wakes up early without anyone seeing, that fights for a purpose without applause, that carries silent scars and yet remains steadfast. Napoleon Hill knew this. He wrote for those who think differently, to those who refuse the easy path, and you are one of them. While many give up at the first fall, you continue. While many shout, you act in silence. This is the mark of the strong. They don't need to be seen all the time because they know that true recognition comes when the world can no longer ignore you. You are on this path, and there are many others like you, silently growing. There comes a time when nothing else matters as much as your mission. You begin to lose interest in empty conversations, distractions, opinions, because now you are obsessed, and no, that is not an exaggeration. It is exactly this state of mind that creates legends. Napoleon Hill called it a definite purpose, an inner fire so strong that it consumes fear, laziness, doubt. You begin to live at a different pace. While others relax, you adjust your course. While they complain, you execute. You are no longer interested in appearing. You want to accomplish, and what was sacrificed becomes a lifestyle. What was difficult becomes natural because now the focus is no longer effort. It is part of who you have become, and when that happens, nothing else distracts you. Nothing else stops you. You have fallen. You have thought about stopping. You have cried in silence while the world went on as if nothing was happening, but you didn't give up, and that's what makes you different. Napoleon Hill said, "Persistence transforms character and shapes destiny." The world may not recognize your effort at first. It may ignore you, criticize you, leave you alone, but there is one thing that no one can ignore for long: results. And results come to those who stayed, to those who insisted, to those who went through the pain and came out stronger in the end. The world bows down. Those who laughed applaud. Those who doubted learn from you because the world may not like you, but it respects those who never gave up. And if you've made it this far, it's because you're one of those people. You are no longer the same person who was shaken by everything. The one who was left behind, the one who needed approval, is gone. Not like it, but it respects those who never gave up. And if you've made it this far, it's because you're one of those people. You're no longer the same person who was shaken by everything. The person who needed approval is now gone. Today, you walk with confidence, think clearly, and choose silence as your sword. Napoleon Hill knew that the most powerful force in the universe is within the man who masters himself, and now that force is within you. You don't need to shout or prove anything anymore because your posture speaks for itself, your discipline shines, your focus inspires, and the most beautiful thing is that you don't even need to be noticed because the truly great don't need an audience. They live their truth in silence, and just by existing, they show the way. Now take a deep breath, look around, see who you have become. You are living proof that when you are silent, the world listens. If this message touched you in some way, if it made sense in your moment of life, then share this strength. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Tell us what touched you the most, or just write, "I choose to be unshakable." This helps us continue spreading this message to more people who, like you, are awakening to a new version of themselves. Remember, silence can be your greatest weapon, and your mind your true wealth. See you in the next video.